can see live pictures right now. What we are expected to hear from is the new chief of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. He is, of course, Datuk Seri Muhammad Shukri Abdul. We have heard news he will intend to give a special briefing today. Apart from that, not much else is known. I think they're setting up for that press conference right now. Just a quick reminder, today was also the day that Mr. Najib Razak, the former Prime Minister, had to attend a statement in which he filed a statement at the anti-graft agency concerning the transfer of $10.6 million. It started. Let's take a look at what's happening at this press conference with the new head of the anti-graft agency.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi. I came to understand that they also from international reporters. Selamat. Okey, tak apa. Nanti kalau dia tak faham, dia tanya local punya. Boleh ya? Because we are Malaysians, so we speak Malaysian. So, okay, I promised you yesterday that today I want to see you nak cerita pengalaman I dalam siasatan kes.
I want to tell you my experience in this investigation.
Before I proceed, I'm very sorry because I keep you all waiting today because just now I got meeting dengan Task Force 1ADB. But don't ask me about Task Force because we are going to give you a release statement. Now we are preparing the release press release, so we will give to you after this. Now they are preparing. Okay, okay. Before I proceed with my experience semasa menyiasat kes SRC and 1DB 2.6 billion. Let me start with my appointment. Okay. On 14th of May, I was called by PM office untuk berjumpa dengan PM around 10:30 PM, 10:30 AM. Actually, bila saya sampai di Yayasan Keprihatinan Perdana, ya, okay. Di situ dah terdapat Datuk Sri Mustafa.
There was Dr. Sri Mustafa Ali,
Director General of Immigrations, and also Datuk Syarudin Khalid, Director General of Road and Transport. Okay. Frankly, I'm telling you, actually at the first I don't accept the offer. We are discussed among ourselves, our friends. Datuk Mustafa pun tak nak, I tak nak, Datuk Syarudin pun tak nak. Okay, because macam I dah retired, so I dah merasa bahagianya hidup sebagai seorang pesara. Dream life after retired. Saya ada seorang cucu.
I have one grandchild.
Cucu every day, very cute my cucu. I love her very much. So everybody reject. So jumpa PM one by one, not by group, one by one. I planned at first. I want to tell Tun name. Although I can't accept this offer because first, ada rasa ada bahagia hidup selepas
I felt like I'm already happy, retired.
Yang kedua, saya dah tua.
And I'm already old.
And then Datuk Mus pun, Datuk Mustafa pun dia nak kasih pada saya. So tak apalah, kata we play our plan. How to convince Tun M. So I'm the first was called in. So bila saya masuk saja, Tun
when I
terus
entered,
tanya saya,
Tun asked me,
do you accept my offer? tomorrow you start. So bila dia tanya macam tu Tuan Lepas, saya dah, my plan nak kata tak terima tu dah habis.
My plan to reject the
Saya dah,
offer
aku nak kata apa ni, nak kata dah tua, dia tua pada aku.
ended.
Nak kata I ni dah retire, dia retire lama daripada I lagi.
I've already retired.
I dah start thinking how nak bagi jawapan yang sesuai.
I don't know.
And then
I was
got
thinking
the idea.
what was the right answer to give him.
You know, bila berdepan dengan Tun Mahathir, you susah nak cakap no.
When you meet with Dr. Mahathir, it's very difficult to talk.
Old man, 93 years old, still working for the nation. So takkan I yang jauh lebih muda daripada dia.
I'm far younger
nak
than
kata no.
he is. I can't say no, right?
So I said, okay, Tun, I said, but with one condition. So tak bersalah pun. I rasa bersalah. Bila tak salah kepada Tun, I kata, okay, I accept the job, but I'm coming back kata, untuk finish my unfinished job. Faham tak? Untuk selesaikan
For
tugas
me
saya
to
yang
finish
belum selesai.
an unfinished job.
I'll consider. And then, okay. Bila Datuk Mustafa masuk,
When Datuk Mustafa entered,
dia masuk tu dia cakap pada
and he said to Tun M, give it to Shukri.
Syarif pun akan dia cakap benda yang sama. That's why saya ditawarkan. Kalau
That's why I was offered.
tanya saya,
If a reporter asked me, are you happy?
accept this offer, I cakap terus terang, I tak happy.
Honestly, I wasn't happy.
I think it's as a responsibility untuk negara. I terima jawatan ini demi negara.
I accept this job for the country
Pengalaman saya alami tuan-tuan dalam kes
because
international
my experience with 1MDB was quite frightening.
ke depan saya hampir mati.
I almost died.
Sebab tu saya seolah-olah macam setakut nak balik di sini.
I was afraid to return.
Saya tengok keadaan Tun yang masih semangat, umur 6,
I saw Tun
3 tahun masih mahu bertugas pada saya. Saya beranikan diri untuk mengambil tanggungjawab.
and I felt more confident.
Tuan Puan, bila Tan Sri Abu Qasim
When Tan Sri Abu Qasim
meminta saya memulakan siasatan
asked me to begin
pertamanya
the investigation of SRC International
bulan Julai 2015.
in July 2015,
Shukri,
he said,
you open this file, investigate case 40 million that was deposited into the former Prime Minister accounts. So, okay, that's Tan Sri. Aduh, I'm telling you, Tan Sri, sama ada our former PM at that time, sama ada PM akan keluar.
whether PM will leave or we will leave.
Faham tak? Faham tak?
You understand what I mean?
Maksudnya sama ada PM pada masa itu
Whether
tindakan
the former PM
kita dua kenal.
or me.
Tan Sri kata no problem.
Tan Sri said, no problem.
Ini for our mission. Okay. So sepanjang catatan lembar kami di Bersama pada masa itu menghadapi tekanan yang cukup hebat.
I experienced
Saksi-saksi kami
very big pressure.
dilarikan, malah saksi-saksi yang kami rekod sama pun
The
diambil
witnesses
oleh
that we've
autoriti
recorded
untuk tanya apa yang diberikan kepada SPRM.
Was also asked what was given to SPRM.
Dan saya sendiri dihukum untuk
I
dipecat,
myself was threatened
dihukum untuk dipecat, diminta untuk bersalah awal,
and was asked to retire early,
cuti awal, dan dihukum juga untuk dipulkan saya di libatkan latihan. Tapi I thanks very much to my big boss pada masa itu, Tan Sri Kapsen, because he stand behind me. Dia support me, otherwise dia kata no, whatever happen, I dengan Syukri akan pertahankan kes ini. So kalau nak buanglah.
If you want to throw me,
Itu stand Tan Sri. So at that time I was so very happy because I got a good boss like Tan Sri Kapsen. Okay, bila sesatan berjalan teman-teman, di akhir sesatan,
at the end of the investigation,
saya semasa saya berjumpa dengan Tan Sri,
when I met Tan Sri Ganipatayil on Monday,
hari Senin, dia dipecat pada hari Selasa. Saya tak ingat tarikh dia. Ada tarikh dia. Tan Sri Ganipatayil diterima surat untuk pembacaan pada 27 hari bulan 7. Ingat tak? 27 bulan 7. Okey. Bila Tan Sri Ganipatayil dipecat,
when Tan Sri Ganipatayil
sebenarnya saya
was fired,
dan Tan Sri telah berjumpa
I and Tan Sri had met
26 hari bulan 7 hari Senin di pejabat Tan Sri
on the Monday
pada pukul 6 petang.
at the office of Tan
tanya
Sri.
saya, are you ready? So as a senior investigator, saya faham. Are you ready? Because on Rabu, Wednesday, we are going to execute. So I told Tan Sri Gani, yes, I'm ready. I just stand by and go on. But tomorrow, Tuesday, when I was meeting in Kuala Lumpur di Macau, I received news that Tan Sri Ganipatayil have been terminated. Backdated kepada 26 hari bulan Senin, hari Senin. Yeah. Okay, this is a press release Task Force 1DB. Okay. Bila Tan Sri dipecat pada 20
When Tan Sri was terminated,
lepas tu saya dapat maklumat because
I received information.
ada intelligence squad sendiri, kita ada intelligence sendiri, bahawa saya akan ditangkap
that I would be arrested
kerana dituduh sebagai konspirasi untuk menjatuhkan
on the allegation of conspiracy.
Saya ni seorang pegawai pejuang
I'm an officer.
pejuang rasul, bukan nak menjatuhkan kerajaan. Macam mana? Apa kuasa yang ada pada saya untuk menjatuhkan kerajaan? Betul tak? So, saya dapat maklumat daripada kawan-kawan terdekat juga bahawa saya akan ditangkap. So, tuan-tuan, pada 31 hari bulan saya berlepas ke Washington.
On the 31st, I went to Washington.
Pada masa yang sama, saya
At the same time,
saya viralkan cerita bahawa saya akan ke Arab Saudi.
I announced that
Saya akan ke Arab Saudi.
I would go to Saudi Arabia.
Authority berkenaan telah red alertkan saya di Jeddah, di Arab Saudi. Maksudnya kalau saya masuk sana di Jeddah,
But they told me
saya
that
akan ditangkap di Jeddah.
if I entered there, I would be arrested.
And then saya ke Washington.
Then I went to
Sampai
Washington,
di situ pun
and
ada
in
orang
Washington,
di Washington orang ikut saya dan saya ambil
I was
gambar
told that
kalau
somebody
saya- gambar
was
saya ada
following me.
tim saya di sana daripada US ambil gambar sebab orang tu follow dan ambil gambar saya.
somebody took a picture of me.
Tim daripada US tu sempat ambil gambar dan selepas saya hantar balik pada Datuk Azam. Datuk Azam,
Which was sent to my colleague.
gambar ni pada ADP. Cari kata apa? Datuk Azam, cari pegawai yang bijak untuk ikut saya sebab pegawai ni bodoh. Saya
Find a better officer to follow me, but don't send me a silly one.
Tuan-tuan, faham tak? Okay. And then, I rasa tak safe daripada Washington, I lari ke
From Washington,
New York, menaiki kereta api Amtrak. Menaiki kereta api Amtrak.
I took a
So,
train
di New York,
to New York.
saya pergi ke NYPD. Kebetulan di sana ada kawan saya.
I went to the NYPD. I had a friend there.
So di sana lah saya dapat protection.
And from there,
daripada
I received protection from the NYPD.
Dia membekalkan pada saya 3 bodyguard.
And I was given 3 bodyguards.
Okey. Kemudian setelah saya rasa keadaan selamat balik, saya balik semula ke Washington.
I returned to Washington.
Saya terima berita mengatakan bahawa pegawai saya ditangkap. Pegawai saya ditangkap.
And there I received news that my officers were arrested.
Pegawai telah ditukarkan ke
And 2 of my senior officers were transferred.
Datuk Razak. For your mission, Datuk Bahri balik semula ke SPRM dan ditempatkan sebagai
One of them has already returned to the MACC.
hari ini dilaporkan kepada saya. Kalau bukan saya yang minta dia balik,
It wasn't me who asked him to return,
yang ada
but the PM
bukan saya
gave the
yang
instruction.
Saya pun tak tahu yang dia juga
I didn't even know that he would also be returned to the office.
Okey, di Washington saya dapat maklumat kata pegawai ditangkap dan
In Washington, I received news that my officers had been arrested.
ditukarkan. Pada masa itu tuan-tuan bayangkan.
At that time, can you imagine?
Datuk Bahri dan Datuk Bahri bukan kalau Datuk Bahri dia take charge kes asasi internasional dan tugasnya di sakit ke sebenarnya. Okey. Kemudian pada masa itu saya di Washington.
At that time, I was in Washington.
Budak-budak.
I cried like a child
Saya sayangkan SPRM.
because I love the MACC.
At that time.
I felt guilty
Anak buah kena tangkap.
that my officers were arrested or transferred,
Lari ke USA.
but I was in the
I
US.
feel very guilty at that time. So I menangis di depan Mak Saleh di sana. So banyak yang tengok
Can you imagine?
saya kasih apa kasih dan Tuhan. Saya dengan Tan Sri Kasim, kami berjuang untuk negara.
We are struggling for the country to recover the funds that was stolen from the people of Malaysia. We want to return to Malaysia, but we were accused of being in a conspiracy and a traitor.
So, bila di Washington,
In Washington,
apa yang saya lakukan tuan-tuan, saya tak fikir pasal diri saya.
I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about the MACC, my officers. I WhatsApp to the ministers.
Kepada Datuk Sri Syahdan Kasim dengan polo. Saya tulis dalam tu, saya betul-betul saya ugut dua menteri ni.
I threatened them.
Please return my officer as soon as possible. Kalau you tak return, saya balik Malaysia nanti.
If you don't return
I use
them,
my power and with my law yang ada, saya akan bawakan akan pengetahuan. Memang saya tuliskan macam tu kepada
I really wrote that.
Polo dan Datuk Sri Syahdan Kasim. I sanggup buat mantu tu go to extend lomban sebab saya betul-betul sayangkan negara.
I really love the country.
Alhamdulillah, Datuk Sri Syahdan Kasim kata, brother, dia kata, you jangan buat apa-apa, let me.
But Tan Sri Abu Qasim said, don't do anything.
Untuk hantar balik pegawai you. Polo respon, kata Datuk Sri, you
They
come
promised to
down,
return my
I will do
officers.
best untuk return you punya pegawai balik.
And-
I cakap kat menteri, I don't want to hear your promise. I tak mau dengar promise.
I don't want your promises.
Promise. I kata,
But I asked them to return my officers.
Kalau tak return, I balik, memang akan I buat sesuatu yang mengejutkan. Akan arrest siapa yang keluar surat transfer.
I will arrest whoever
to arrest pegawai yang keluarkan surat
who send the transfer letters, because I classified them
menghalang siasatan
as obstructing my job. I know I would have been terminated, that I would be arrested, that something would happen to me. But I did this for the country. When I returned here, I met KSN.
Hari yang sama dia hantar balik lah.
On the same day, he returned two of my officers. Even though many threats were received, we did not give up. Both of us separated and met with a few ministers, and Mr. Abu Qasim also, because we wanted to convince them that the cases were real and not something that we created. So please, I told them, please get rid of those who committed this corruption. We asked them to replace the former Prime Minister Najib. Among the many ministers that we met, only 3 were courageous enough to speak up. That's Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, only these 3. The rest were afraid. Now, many ministers, after the government had been replaced, I said to the previous ministers, I'm not asking for money, I'm not asking for a position. I'm saying something that is right so that we can correct the situation.
This is a true story. Dan the case is too big untuk di-protect. Tak boleh nak protect.
We cannot protect them.
So, memandangkan usaha kami berdua tak jaya.
As our efforts were not successful,
ambil inisiatif kita. Karena kami dua sayangkan negara ni. Kami
we met twice with the Council of Kings, and we said to them, please, can you investigate this? Please look into this matter. But we were disappointed. And in the end, towards the end of my service, we tried our best so that after I go, to put in Datuk Sri Mustafa as my replacement. But in the end, because we've already heard some rumors before that, that Zulkifli Ahmad would replace me. So we both tried to convince them to take Datuk Sri Mustafa. Even though they do not like KP, I'm leaving already.
I'm leaving by October at the time. So, but because bulan 7 saya ingat.
But in July,
bulan 7 awal 7, rumors bertujuh kencang bahawa
there were strong rumors to confirm that Datuk Zul will enter. So Abu Qasim did not have any choice. He was also asked to leave, so he also left. I don't know what job they gave him. I retired in October. I couldn't work under him because I see him as a traitor of the country. He should have made the case stronger, but not to protect. He should have investigated whatever evidence that was collected. When he came here, on that day, he was appointed as the head. I felt that I couldn't work under a traitor.
Saya buat permohonan untuk berkelawan dan saya pergi kursus. Tuan-tuan tahu saya kursus apa?
Do you know where I went?
Kursus apa di weekend? Saya kursus bahasa Arab, tuan-tuan. Saya kursus bahasa Arab.
I went to study Arabic as long as I could leave the agency. I can speak a little bit of Arabic now.
And then,
in the process, there were some parliamentary members. I do not need to say their names. Twice they met me.
Please stop the question. You nak apa?
What do you want? They asked me.
Pertama kali tanya, you nak apa? Saya kata,
I said,
satu aja.
I only want one thing.
Interfere my investigation. Don't interfere my investigation. Let we finish my investigation and then we send to AG. Let AG decide. Tak puas hati kali keluar datang.
They were not satisfied.
Kes ni kita kira.
They said again,
you nak apa?
we will settle the case. What do you want?
Arrest you. Sekarang je kata. This ahli parlimen Dewan Utara yang terkenal sebagai
this parliamentary member from the north, known as the Cash of King. I said, once again, if you say this, I will arrest you. And he said, okay.
Itulah tuan-tuan.
So,
Yang saya rasa sedih dengan tuan-tuan.
what made me sad is that we were accused as being traitors and conspirators, although what we were really doing were really trying to protect the country because we love the country. The United States had already promised to return the money to Malaysia, but even then we were still accused as being traitors. That's my story. I've never told my family members, to my wife or my children, because I was afraid that they would be afraid. I kept this to myself. I did not even make a police report. I didn't even tell, not a single family member. I kept this to myself until a time when I feel that I would tell the story. And God has given me this opportunity today to share with you my experiences. Maybe you would like to ask me, why was I silent when I retired? Why didn't I say anything? I was asked to ask, even if we were thrown into prison, but I said to Dr. Bahari, we will not be successful. We will. Malaysians may even forget, but now we must do something more strategic so that what we experience can be told to the people. 1 year, 6 months. Now I'm telling you. I have received
Dan
The thousands of messages that I receive via WhatsApp will now be known to the people. Whenever I meet someone, I would tell them. That's much more effective rather than I speak openly and then I would be arrested. Maybe the people don't understand the amount of money involved. Who would want to give that much money? 26 million. Maybe a million or so they may understand, but 26 million, maybe not. Who would give you 2.6 million?
Okay, boleh. Okay. You understand what I say? If you don't understand, you ask your colleague from Malaysia.
Yesterday, Najib said it's not the same, but not stolen, stole the money of Malaysian people. So what's your comment on this?
Okay, let our team, task force team, do investigation. Let me complete our case. We see whether what he said true or our team is true. So let we finish our job.
And what's the new findings in searching his houses?
Oh, that one I can't comment because that one come. That's a search by police, not by MSCC. That's police case. Okay. Yeah.
Welcome home, Tasha Bellemere.
Thank you.
Okay, what exactly are the areas of the unfinished job that you mentioned just now that you're going to look into now?
Okay. I'm focused on SRC channel and 2.6 billion. That's mine. That's mine.
But what areas are there exactly that you left the last you're going to take on now?
Okay. For 2.6 billion, we only finished at domestic evidence. Overseas punya evidence, statements, document we got some, but statement not even one we record from overseas because recording statement from overseas we need MLA mutual legal assistance. The only one who authorized to consent MLA is AG. This is international punya investigation. Okay, so for 2.6 billion, I think it take a long time because until today, not even one statement from overseas yang kita record. Yes, that's it. Yeah. What?
What's today's capacity?
Okay. Today just continue segment yang kita ambil dulu because we receive some extra info. So we call him to record segment. Not to arrest. I'm telling not to arrest or not to charge. This is a part process of investigation. For SRC only. For 2.6 billion, that one the task given to task force of 1DB. Okay.
So last Najib was proved, had some responsibilities for the 1DB or SRC. What will be Najib's ends and what kind of responsibility he will undertake in the future?
Depend on evidence. And let prosecutor to decide. Okay. Yeah.
You mentioned about MLA. So are you going to wait until government takes a decision?
I think mandate has been given to the second man, SG by PM. I think it's no problem.
You mentioned that your life is threatened. Who has actually threatened you?
I received WhatsApp from WhatsApp. They send people to come to see me, and also from my boss, through my boss. So many ways they done it. But as I with Tan Sri Yasin and Tan Sri Bakasin, kami tak pernah retreat. Kami start moving forward until we complete our investigation. We know the person, but we cannot say it's direct from somebody. But at that time, I decided not to lodge police report at that time because I know if I lost, I don't know what's the ending of the case. Right now, I don't know. I study by day. If I think possible to lodge report, because now newborn of Malaysia, new government, maybe if I think possible to lodge report, I'll do it. Okay? Oh, so many.
When you were in New York, NYPD, did you give them any information regarding the case about the US?
I always working closely with the US authority. Actually, I went to US, I went to Brussels, Switzerland, London. From time to time, we're working very closely amongst agency to agency.
Can you tell me who else you're questioning, apart from Mr. Najib Razak? Are you questioning former AS, former government officials, former 1MDA executives, current executives?
Anybody who involved in this case, we question. Everybody who involved in this case. So, you mean the today punya?
Today and also today.
Today only Najib. Today only Najib. For 2.6 billion, they want the task force, Singapore, not MSCC. But we are part of the member.
What is the new evidence that you have found that has from
That one, I'm sorry, I can't release.
at the end of 2000?
Okay, you read that. Okay. Actually, there is a letter show that donation come from Prince of Arab, from Saudi. So based on the letter, our officer went to Saudi Arabia, and then the prince actually introduced. Actually, in our standard operation, we ourselves looking for winners. But in this case, somebody introduced the prince to us. You go and see this prince. You know what I mean? So we sent officer to record to the questionable prince in Saudi Arabia. So okay, he admitted that I donate 2.6 million to your PM. But when we ask where is the supporting documents, bank statement, everything, he cannot produce. Standard operation, standard question must be supported by documentation, evidence, intent, but dia tak boleh bagi. So that's why when we submit to AG, the former AG, we ask him to give us MLA to proceed to clarify whether this thing is true or not. So we need support, we need evidence, we need documents. So, but AG refused to consent us MLA. Okay.
After all you've gone through, after the threats, after having your investigation shut down, things, how does it feel today to have someone Prime Minister coming to give a statement?
Whatever he is still, we must respect him because he is our former PM. But I'm telling you, let the law take its course. Let the law take its course. Because I'm not going to take revenge to anybody, but let the law speak it. Kalau dia buat salah
If he made
ataupun
any
orang buat
mistake
salah,
or if anyone made any
the law
mistake,
akan menentukan dia salah.
the law will decide. But I'm not
Dalam bentuk apapun. So,
going to take revenge in any form.
kalau evidence kata dia
If the evidence said he is in the wrong, then we will proceed.
Okay, as as under I know, Kevin Morris has nothing to do with one DB case because he was a prosecutor for the army suspect case, army colonel case, hospital case for case falsifies documentation, false claim. So, as far as I know, Kevin Morris has nothing to do with YNDB case.
How strong has the case against SRC, and when do you expect to be able to solve?
You wait until we complete one weekend, one or two very important winners, so you will get the story. Yeah? Please find for me. Please help me.
Depends on the answer. It depends on how the answer.
Okay, that one I cannot answer you because Dato' Azan take charge the case. But I think depend on the evidence, depend on how many documents. Many documents, sir?
Many documents.
Okay, depend on the how we answer. If we feel satisfied, okay, we can release him. But not release, we can let him go. But we think we still needs his statement. We'll call him back.
For money laundering, what is it exactly that you're questioning for? The money for money?
No, this is for SRC case, SRC International. This is section berapa? SRC.
SRC we open on CMP 403.
Not under law.
It's not under our law, but we propose charge under 403.
Okay.
That was announced by
Actually, we investigate under our law, MCC law. But if we find there are other offense under other laws, so we proceed that. So right now we lodge report under our law, under MCC law.
What I understand,
Yeah, Commissioner. Yeah.
what I understand that the Saudi prince was not cooperative with the investigations. What about the United Arab Emirates?
United
Arab Emirates, UAE.
I think once now with the new government, with new IG, I think we try our best to send MRE to them. I do not sure because in our part we have no problem with USA and Switzerland authority and Luxembourg authority. The only thing we discuss now, maybe we are having difficulties when we deal with other countries like Qatar, Saudi, and UAE. But we are trying our hard to get their cooperation. Yeah.
2 years ago, you were already almost ready to charge.
Yeah. We are looking. Sikit lagi answer. Sikit lagi. But I cannot give you time. But very soon. Very soon. Okay. Okay. Untuk SRC.
For the SRC,
Untuk SRC. Ini hari Najib dulu.
today
But
only
kita
Najib.
still looking ada 1-2 orang lagi.
But there are one or two more important witnesses. Once we get them,
Kita boleh decide.
we can decide.
Interference and there were attempts to silence you at that point. Besides SRC and 2.6 million, any other high-profile government-linked cases?
I think the worst this one.
It's just this.
The rest yang lain-lain case tu is minor and children. Yang this is the worst. Yeah,
To the best of your knowledge, these threats that came up to you, do you believe that they involve security involvement? Were they personnel?
I can tell the direct. No, I don't want to. Once I don't want to speculate. I don't want to pinpoint who they are, but I know who they are. I know specific who they are. But I don't want to reveal who they are actually involved.
About the documents that were seized, are there other parties involved in the investigation? What do you mean? About the documents that were seized a few days ago. You mean from the police? We will coordinate.
Police, if document involved with SRC or 2.6 million, kita akan share together.
We will share.
For sure.
They want for sure. They want for sure because it's the main. What do you call it?
The main culprit.
What do you call the main what? You say, I don't say.
This era of threats.
You from where?
ABC Australia.
Okay.
This era that you described so well of threats, of intimidation, of financial corruption, how damaging has it been to Malaysia?
Damaging to Malaysia. I think all over the world know about it. All over, because it was reported widely through social media, through WSJ. I think the one you cannot protect, you cannot hide already. So the damaging to Malaysia is very, very bad. I think reporters also. But you don't worry, sir. I'm coming back here to get back the reputation of Malaysia.
Is the MP from the north involved? He's not involved, but he received instructions from others. Is the DOJ report true?
Okay, finding DOJ and MACC is almost similar. Paham tak? Finding from DOJ and MACC is almost similar. Kalau ada pun,
if there are any differences, there's only a little bit.
Okay, I think that's okay for today. Next time kita jumpa lagi. Sebenarnya apa
We will meet next time. I will give you an updated report in the future.
You've just heard from the newly appointed chief of Malaysia's Anti-Corruption Commission, Muhammad Shukri Abdullah, briefing media on his past experience investigating embattled State Fund 1MDB and its subsidiary. It was an emotional recount. Mr. Muhammad Shukri at one point was almost in tears when he spoke about his experience.